do scientists say that the human soul is a type of quantum field? They propose that the human soul is a type of quantum field that interacts only with certain fields in the physical universe, not directly with matter, and that electromagnetic fields affect the soul and help create memories and self-awareness in the fetus or child during reincarnation. Fields that interact with the soul field include electromagnetic waves, as evidenced by near-death experience where events that could not have been seen through the eyes of the individual are verified. Edward Kamen of Georgia Institute of Technology and Roger Kamen of Ferris State University propose that since electric fields and electromagnetic fields both have quanta consisting of photons, electric fields may also interact with the so-called soul field. This interaction could potentially result in transfer of information, such as working memory content, to the soul via the electric fields generated by neural ensembles in the human brain. And furthermore, the soul field may influence neurons at the molecular level through interactions with electric fields, as well as recently proposed mechanisms of cytoelectric coupling. The possibility of the existence of realms beyond the physical universe is now accepted by many cosmologists who subscribe to the eternal inflation theory of multiple universes. However, the existence of the multiverse does not provide an exact explanation for where souls might reside. They don't reside anywhere. In my belief, they just are a part of God. The key point is that other domains outside our universe may exist, although the laws of physics likely vary from universe to universe. In the multiverse scenario, it's conceivable that quantum fields and quanta, discrete packets of energy, underlie the existence of every universe in the multiverse as they do in our own. The study says if a human soul exists, they come from a different realm and return there after the body dies. In this realm, the usual laws of physics might not apply, but there could be similarities to our physical universe. It introduces the concept of quasi-fields, which are similar to quantum fields in our universe but exist in the domain of the soul. These quasi-fields may give rise to massless particles, similar to how quantum fields produce massless particles like photons in the physical world. Researchers suggest that if there's no Higgs-like field in the soul realm, then everything there would be massless. It also notes that while many discussions about the soul view it as a fourth soul field is expected to have specific values or strengths related to the energy and particles that make it up. However, these values might be impossible to measure directly with any devices. The soul's field values would depend on the physical space and time because the soul exists in the body while it's alive. Additionally, the soul field might also involve different types of space and time when it exists in a separate non-physical realm. This implies that there is a kind of space in the soul domain, allowing for movement and the passage of time, rather than everything happening instantly of spiritual energy. This idea alone does not fully explain its nature. Ultimately, its purpose that the human soul can be understood as a type of quantum field, quasi-field, that shares some properties with the quantum fields we know in our universe. This perspective is somewhat different from previous discussions in the literature on the topic. The soul field is expected to have specific values or strengths related to the energy and particles that make it up. However, these values might be impossible to measure directly with any devices. The soul field's value would depend on the physical space and time because the soul exists in a body while it's alive. Additionally, the soul field might also involve different types of space and time when it exists in a separate non-physical realm. This implies that there is a kind of space in the soul domain, allowing for movement and the passage of time, rather than everything happening instantly. The interaction between the soul and matter, focusing on ideas from quantum field theory, QFT, it mentions the question raised by physicist Sean Carroll about how the soul interacts with matter, specifically electrons. Carroll suggests that if the soul interacts with electrons, there should be a part of the Dirac equation that describes this interaction, but no evidence supports this. The conclusion drawn is that either QFT is incorrect or the soul does not exist. To resolve this, the text proposes that the soul does not directly interact with matter like electrons or other particles with mass, like quarks. Instead, the soul interacts with specific fields in the universe, particularly electromagnetic EM waves. Evidence for this interaction comes from near-death experiences, NDEs, where individuals report seeing events that they could not have seen physically, but these events are confirmed by others present. The text suggests that the soul can sense and process electromagnetic waves, likely through interactions with photons, light particles, that impact the soul field. This is compared to how humans perceive light through electrons in the eye, but how the soul processes this information to achieve vision remains uncertain. A verified account of near-death experience was reported in the case of a female physician, Bettina Payton, whose heart stopped during surgery. Despite her eyes being taped shut, she described seeing a white-haired senior doctor in scrubs entering the operating room and working on her. This event was later confirmed to have actually happened. Her description of the experience, where she seems to view the situation from outside her body, suggests that the soul might have behaved like a floating cortex after it's separated from the physical body. When someone goes through a near-death experience, they report being able to hear conversations around them, which raises questions about how this is possible if their heart has stopped. One idea is that even though the heart is not beating, the cells responsible for hearing can still work for a short time. These cells can send electrical signals through the auditory nerve to the brain, which the soul can interpret as sounds. The study describes how electric fields created by brain activity can contain information, including memories. If the soul can pick up on these electric fields, then memories might continue to exist after death, moving with the soul. This suggests that memories don't just disappear when someone dies. Furthermore, the connection between the soul and these electric fields might work both ways. Not only can electric fields affect the soul, but the soul might also influence brain activity. This could play a role in how memories and self-awareness are transferred to a new body during reincarnation. Scientists know that the brain's electric fields can affect nearby neurons, which might mean the soul field could impact how neurons work as well. However, if the soul does interact with electric fields in the body, it's tricky to measure this interaction. This means proving the existence of the soul through its effects on the fields might be impossible. And this is on Hows and Whys by Vicky Verma. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.